A Fox News alert and more now on that deadly bomb blast in a Russian subway. Anti-terror forces there reportedly have found another bomb in another subway station in the city as security forces tighten across the nation. With me now, Boris Zilberman from the Foundation for Defense of Democracies. He leads their work on Russia as part of the Center on Sanctions and Illicit Finance. Boris, what strikes you first about this subway explosion?
Thanks, John. First, it's a terrible attack. It's a rare attack to see in the city of St. Petersburg. The last one, to my recollection, happened in 2009. And what strikes me from what I'm seeing in the reporting, first that the president, Vladimir Putin, was in town at the same time. But based on pictures circulating right now, I think the Russian investigators need to seriously look at their actions in Syria, and if this is blowback to that. By Vladimir Putin's own admission, you've had at least 4,000 Russian nationals go and fight in Syria, and they have to really look if their actions are now kind of coming home to roost, and if this is an indication of that. It's still early in the investigation, but based on their current reporting, I think you have to seriously look at that.
But there are also the Chechen separatists who've been fighting the Russian government forever, and if I recall correctly, that 2009-2010 bombing was attributed to Chechens, was it not?
Correct. That was attributed to Daku Umarov, who was killed a few years ago. So that's definitely another possible scenario. They have shown that they can strike across the country. Most of these attacks have usually happened in Moscow, but it does match their modus operandi of going after the transportation hubs, whether it's buses, airports, bus stations, etc. This is what they do, so it could definitely be one of those groups. But I think it's certainly an investigation that's going to be close to watch, and something that Russia's going to have to be on high alert for across the country.
I would think it's safe to say that Vladimir Putin's government is not going to be timid in its response.
No, and that's you've seen some of that blowback before, where they are sometimes heavy-handed in their response, with the Black Widow phenomenon of those terrorist attacks that occurred in the 2000s.
Well, again, it's early in the investigation. 10
Absolutely.
people died in that St. Petersburg subway train explosion. Boris, thanks very much for your expertise.
Thank you, John.